Hello, everybody. This is Sophia Tran, and I am joined by Lil Chris.
What's up, everybody?
And we are here at the 2019 Texas State BCAPL event. We are in Temple, Texas, hanging out at the Frank Mayborn Civic and Convention Center. This is my first time doing team events, so bear with me. It's going to be a little difficult, in my opinion. And I have some help, I think. Like, you're going to help, right?
I can try.
Okay. All right, we got one other person joining us. Let's see here. I'm going to also share this to the world on Jeremy's Facebook. So for those of you, all two of you that are watching right now, share this on your Facebook page, on your whatever page. Text it out to your friends. If you know any of these guys, then share it and let them know. Let their friends know. Let their family know.
Don't forget to give the stream a thumbs up.
Whoop, whoop. Likey, likey. All right, let's see. Let me turn this up a little bit. Okay. They're just warming up right now, and we are just getting things set up. A lot of times in these events, you never know when they're actually going to start. When the guys have agreed to all start. This is the men's open team. I thought it was mixed open.
It is, or
Okay.
as far as I know, it is.
Those of you joining us in the stream, do not be afraid to chat. Let us know where you're from. It'd be cool to know who's watching. Unless you're cool with being a creeper and just, being silent. And if you're looking at the scoreboard, check out the stuff that's scrolling on the bottom. That gives you a little bit of information where the teams are set as far as the their Fargo total. I am going to step away for just a second here because I would like to find out who they're throwing and how they're throwing. That might be a little bit important for everyone to know.
Get an idea of who's playing who.
Exactly. Well, also on how they're planning on throwing overall. There is a strategy behind it. Okay. You know what? I'm not even awake yet. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to step away for just a second here, and I'll be right back. They are starting.
Yeah, that looks like an official start.
Yep.
Not sure who the player is on table 2, but since they did take stripes, this looks pretty much like a decent out to have. It's got no trouble balls on the table. Do we have a lineup, Miss Sophia?
We do have a lineup. So right now it is Marty versus Louie. That was Marty's break, and that was on, oh my gosh, the Texas Nemesis. Texas Nemesis has the home team advantage, and the Lounge Lizards are the visitor.
So is Marty and Louie on table 1?
I'm going to take a look here. It's hard to tell when I can't see their faces. Black glove, black glove. That's Louie. Louie is on table 2. Louie is on table 2.
And if that's
against Marty.
Sophia, you need another mocha?
I didn't even get any. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So spoiled.
So Louie is from the Lounge Lizards?
Yep, Louis is from the Lounge Lizards, and he is on table 1. So Chris and Mickey are on table 2.
Right, Louie has the black glove? That's not him on table 2?
On table 2, Louis is black glove. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let's figure out what's going on here. Oh, you know what's throwing me off? Okay. This is why this is so important for me to figure this all out now. This is my guinea pig match to try to figure this out. So you're right. Marty and Louie are on table 2.
Okay.
Chris and Mickey are on table 1.
So Louie should be at the table, and that's Chris on table 1 right now.
Correct. And Mickey, for those of you out there, his name is actually Michael. I am going to butcher his last name. Eliftarian?
We'll just say close enough.
Yeah, Michael E. He goes by Mickey. And Mickey looks like he did not get exactly where he wanted. And he stripes, right?
Yes. I think both the Lounge Lizards chose stripes for this match.
Okay. So what I will do to help me out on this is... Nope, just kidding. Oh, there we go. Okay. No, it doesn't even let me do that. Okay. That's horrible. No. This is why. Ah.
That'll work.
There we go. So TX stands for, obviously, Texas Nemesis, and LL is the Lounge Lizards. Right now, Mickey is up. So he's going to cut this 9 in. He's still got some problems here, and he's going to try to take care of it now, and he might have created even more problems. Boy, teens is tough. Yeah, this is what happens. I need coffee. I can't think right now. I can't think. I can't do the stuffs right now. Louis B. Jr. and he's LL. There we go. All right, I'm getting there. I'm awake.
Curious if a safety's about to come up here
You
on
think
table 2.
Martin is going to hit a safety to bury his cue
Yep.
ball? I think that he gives the opportunity for Louis to hit it good, but I'm not sure he's making it anywhere unless if he plans on being aggressive and banking it. That's all I can see. It's really difficult to get used to the angles on these cameras.
Yeah.
Bob G is saying, "Go Lizards, my old team." Bob G, does Louis go by the Italian? He says, "I look Italian." Brian Peterson, good morning.
I think I just saw him call the cross corner, like you said.
Yeah, he's calling the cross corner. Okay. This will be one heck of a cross bank. Oh,
That's the only issue
yes.
there. I think the trick says that I guess he could have done, if I remember correctly, the trick to show that if a cut cross bank is going to collide or not, you have to be able to shoot the cue ball directly in the opposite corner or opposite pocket that you're going to bank to. And if you're able to do that, then you should be able to avoid the double kiss.
Mm-hmm. What you said.
This is unfortunate for Louis, though. I mean, he's ahead with only one ball on the table, but if Martin is smart, he can pretty much just piece the table away until he's ready to run it on him. Make a couple of balls and play safe, and then try to get ball in hand and then just finish the table.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Martin's having a tough time trying to figure out how to get started here. Calls the bank in the cross side.
There you go. Honey, I do for you. There you go.
Thank you.
All right. Now we're on track. Okay, so John Aaron says that inside English helps not kiss. That was a great distance, and so it's maybe, I feel like that was a pretty far distance for him to try to hold any kind of inside English with enough speed or with the right speed. Too many factors involved. I don't know. It would be tough for me. I'm just saying that as a commentator, of course, I'm making all the balls because I'm not there. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, you have an automatic Fargo of 700 from the commentator
Oh,
box, right?
heck yeah. I talk like a 700. I shoot like a 200. I'm kidding. It's more like 125. I'm kidding.
Let's see. Can Louis get that 11 ball to scoot by the 1? No, he goes
Oh,
for the
he's
cross bank.
wow. He's playing a little gutsy, guys. This is a race to 13.
So Martin here would have to shoot the 1 ball in, gets natural position on the 5, so he can shoot the 5 in the cross side or in the opposite side pocket and break out his 6 and 2. And if he does that successfully, then all of his trouble spots should be gone. And there you go.
And Martin Burgess, he is a 621 Fargo. So I'm thinking that before I start the morning off with what I'm about to say,
Are you going
this
to
is a new
commentator
day.
curse?
I'm thinking that as a 621, he's favored to go ahead and make this 4-ball run out.
Oh, I like that you used favored now instead of should.
I'm learning. This is the great thing about being a human being. We can evolve.
So 4 in the corner, 2 in the same corner, 8 in the opposite corner.
Correct. See, in these diamond tables, it can be a little tricky had he have gone just a little bit harder. Boy,
That's got to be 2 rails to get
It-
position.
yes.
Come around on the other side of the 8. He actually could probably shoot the 8 in the same pocket unless he
1,
wants to come
2,
all the way
out.
around.
Or he can just take it easy. And if he's really confident, he can just coast that cue ball this way and shoot the 8-ball down there.
Correct.
But he's going the 2
all
rail.
the way around.
And watch this, though. You get a little too squirrely, and boy, you can get yourself stuck behind that 11. They may be 7-foot tables, and you may believe that they're toy box tables, but you never underestimate a diamond table.
Well, I wouldn't know how these 2 tables are playing yet because my team had their match today, and we had some issues with some of the balls we were trying to go. They would slide on contact, which would actually throw the shot off.
Huh? Oh, I don't want anything. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want anything. I should have texted that at least. She's drinking the black coffee from back here. Oh. Okay. Again, this is going to be...
Yeah, now that match is up, who's up now?
It's Jeffrey Thomason. Jeffrey Thomason is on Texas, the Texas Nemesis, against Mark Litchin. Jeffrey is a 541 Fargo. Mark is a 635. And this is going to be tricky too because Team Lizard Lounge has 2 subs. So I can't follow the format
if they throw in a sub.
if they decide to throw in a sub.
Yeah.
Correct. So this is going to be trickier. So thank you very much for making this a fun and challenging way to commentate on teams.
Of course, you can always just refer to the player as their team name.
True. But what fun is that? I like to make things really hard for myself. That's my MO.
Interesting defensive shot there on table 1. So there'd be no reason for Chris to try to make this 3-ball. And I wouldn't necessarily have done that. I would have probably at least tried to figure out how to get the 3-ball down here to use it to break out the 6, unless he's relying on his opponent to break out his 6 for him. probably see that another. This is going to be a pretty much a defensive battle coming up on table 1 here.
Rob Boone, last night, Charlie did not double dip Chris. Chris ended up winning his match, winning the second set. You got to watch that stream. You got to watch the end of that video from, or that broadcast from yesterday. I think Chris's butt still clenched from that shot that he made to win the game.
Oh, Chris managed to take it?
Chris got it. Chris Hudman got it.
And that was in the second set, right?
Second set.
Because Charlie destroyed him on the first set when I saw it on stream, I think, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was tough.
Boy, that second game was something else. That second set. All right, so Jeffrey. He's just got to do a quick little 4-ball run out and be good. Except, if I'm hitting the 14 this way, you're going to have to hit some.
You have to hit top if you're going to hit the 8-ball and possibly risk scratching in the side pocket. Or if you're gutsy and creative, you play the 14 off of the 1 so that way you can hold the cue ball.
I say if you're gutsy and creative, you might as well just bank that 9 back here, make things easier.
He's going for the cut.
He's going for the cut. And he looks like he's going to cue it with some draw.
I'm curious if he's going to scratch.
I know. You really have to draw this good. Oh.
Smooth stroke.
Yeah. And on table 1, Mickey's up. I think he's going to try to hit good on that.
Yeah, like I said, that match is going to last a while until that 6-ball gets loose.
Safety battle.
Yep. Actually, Mickey's in a dominant position now because Chris has to hit his 6, which is going to separate the 13.
For this shot, I'm calling a ref. Chris. Oh, yeah. There goes Mickey. Mickey's looking at that like, all right, we need to call a ref.
Yeah, but this puts Mickey at a really huge advantage right now. Once the 13 gets separated, then there's really not much of an issue for him to deal with.
And for those of you that are familiar with the CSI tournaments, BCA tournaments and such, you should recognize that ref. That's referee Bill. He's so proud. His truck, his license plate is BCA ref.
Really?
Yeah. Loud and proud. Oh, look at how jacked up. I believe that's Team Lounge Lizards, right?
That's shooting now on table 1?
On table 2, I'm sorry.
On table 2?
On table 2, that was
Lounge Lizards.
Yeah.
This is
and it was an intentional save then.
I think this is Jeffrey at table 2 now.
Correct. Jeffrey's at table 2. Mark from the Lounge Lizards, he had his cue jacked up really, really high off. He had enough room to do some cueing off the rail. Wow, this is what happens. I really need to go get some coffee. Looks like Jeffrey on table 2 is looking at possibly...
Got a flight plan.
Yep. See if he's got his permit. Bob G says, Mickey to win on table 1. Book it.
going for an aggressive kick shot.
Yeah.
That works. That works really well.
Because now he's trapped his 13.
I mean, he's got a bank shot. You know, he makes the 14
14.
ball and then banks the 13 ball. That's the simplest out I think you can at least go for. Are you enjoying your steam bun?
Oh, yeah. Little Chris knows the way to just get me to be quiet. He brought me a bunch of lovely buns, lovely steam buns. Oh man, this is the custard one and it's so good. Little Chris has been very vocal in the chat rooms, and I finally got to meet him today. He comes up to the desk, and I'm like, okay, I should know this. I should know this. Should know this. And he just smiles, and he's quiet. Doesn't say a word. And then finally, he's like, okay, this girl is not going to get this. Little Chris. Like, oh my gosh. So from chat room to being stuck back here with me. 20 seconds flat.
I'm just curious if he's going to make this.
He is not going to
That's
make that.
unfortunate. That's a sellout. What?
Ooh, is he
Nope.
going to get like, nope.
That's a sellout.
That is a sellout. Now, banking on the diamond tables, we've talked about this in other streams. You really have to know, really know how these rails react. And it has to absolutely do with speed. And you also have to understand that diamond tables bank short.
That was unfortunate.
Well, I think he likes to bank, so let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I would not have done that.
Yeah, no need to do that at all. The 3 ball should be going in the upper right corner.
But he wants to put on a show for everybody. David W. says, unbook it. Rude. Table number 2. Mark is just going to shoot this 6 in the upper left corner, let that ball coast over, and basically pocket that 8 ball where he's standing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. These pockets have like a little vortex that likes to suck in that cue ball, so it's Scratch-a-Palooza.
Would you happen to have a large Bad Boys pool shirt? Someone wants me to grab one for them.
A large one?
The $65 ones. I don't know what other values you have.
Let me find out. I don't think so. I think we might have sold the last large one. We have XL. I know we have XL for sure. All right, so Lizard Lounge got that first one in. Oh, no.
So I think that's the one he's asking
Yeah.
for.
Okay, we have XL. So, I'm sorry, Lizard Lounge. Lounge
XL
Lizards
left.
got that one. And on table 1, Mickey rattled that 8 ball, so Texas is up 2. They're up 2-1. And that's just too much try hard right now. So I'm just going to go exactly how Lil Chris said. And we're just going to go Team Texas Nemesis or Team Lounge Lizard.
Yeah, so the Texas Nemesis are wearing the white shirts,
Correct.
and the Lounge Lizards, I think theirs is gray, and they
Mhm.
have their logo on it.
When I can catch a little break here, I will show you guys everyone's names that are on their teams, as well as their current effective aggro rating that we're using. Looks to me like that's a dry break.
Lost the control of the cue ball there, too. So, Miss Sophia, would you know that does Bad Boys broadcast in all of the states, or are there some states that don't have like BCA leagues or state events, I should just say?
Now, if there is a state event and if Bad Boys has the opportunity to stream, then yes. Um, I say that because I also work with the WBCA, which is the Western BCA out in the Pacific Northwest area, and companies bid for that streaming contract.
Oh, okay.
So there are a lot more variables involved in trying to see where the Bad Boys stream or where they do not.
Gotcha. So with 54 viewers watching the stream, be sure to click the thumbs up button. Share the video on your Facebooks if you have them.
And to also answer your question, what you can do is you can hit the little bell on your YouTube page to subscribe to any notifications that the Bad Boys send out. So not only do you do that, but I believe you have to also go into your settings and allow for notifications. So it looks like on table 1, Lounge Lizards are opting to combo, but not successfully. The table is still open. On table 2, for those of you wondering, that's wow. Wake up, Sophia. I know you were up till 5, but wake up. Raymond Porter Jr. from the Lounge Lizards is playing Jose. Jose Chavez from the Texas Nemesis. Drop this really quick so I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And on table 1, that is Michel Lindo. He is the captain for their team. His Fargo is a 600. He's playing Felix Galindo, who is a sub. He's a 560.
So on table 2, if I saw what he was measuring up for, he plays this 13 here so that way he can shoot the 11 into the corner pocket and hopefully force the cue ball to either break out the 12 or get in between the 12 and the 8.
Yes.
But from that angle, he's not getting in between the 12 and the 8. He can probably at least maybe break it out. Or go for the bank. That's the only other alternative.
All right, looks like Team Texas Nemesis on the 8 ball. And Captain Michel Lindo gets another point on for Team Texas Nemesis. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky because Marty will be up next, and Marty should be playing Mickey. And I'm really not familiar with this, so maybe you can help explain this to me. Is a sub only allowed in position number 5 or anywhere?
If I remember correctly, there was some sort of rule about how whoever you sub in, you have to still be able to sub to where your Fargo rating, your total Fargo rating is still within the limit.
Within the limit, so it doesn't matter what position.
Correct.
But it's got to be announced prior to that round.
Correct. I think. And then I might be wrong on this because I think it was like 2 years ago since the last time I played in this. Whoever they sub for, I think only that person can sub back in. Like you can't have a sub come in and then if you had another sub, that sub come in and sub for the sub.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So you can't sub for the sub. Okay, understood.
I believe that's correct. I might be mistaken on that.
Daryl Montgomery, I love it. I love it here. I love Texas so far, but it's new and it's shiny, and I'm new and I'm shiny to all of this too, so I'm still in the honeymoon stage.
Well, if you're from the Washington area, you have very cool weather. If I remember when I used to be in Washington. And here we don't have cool weather. We have hot weather or we have cold. That's it.
Or muggy.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Texas only has 2 seasons, summer and winter.
Okay. So on table 2, I believe that is, oh gosh.
That's why you just say Texas Nemesis.
Yep, Jose. I know. Texas Nemesis should be out. I mean.
All right.
Oh
Just so
my
y'all
gosh.
know, he's going to miss now.
No.
Good
Okay.
shot.
All right. So Texas. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna sit here and eat these steam buns. All right. Texas Nemesis is up 4-1 at this point.
Sophia was just on a roll yesterday saying, this person should be out, and they don't.
And for those of you wondering, I think this is a good point to go ahead and show you. Right now, that's what we're looking at. Give you a little bit of time here to figure out who you're rooting for, where they're standing, who they're against, and blah, blah, blah. Yes, all of that. And if you are watching this on the stream, what you can do is if you want to see more of that information, or if I didn't give you enough time, you can rewind.
Oh, that's right. YouTube does
Allow you to go back.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Oh, Daryl, I heard about the blue bonnets. I really need to check this out.
They're
Okay.
all over the place.
Okay.
This is the season form where you can check around all of the highways and interstates in the medians and stuff. There's blue bonnets everywhere. Any large fields will have large amounts of blue bonnets, and you'll see plenty of people out there taking photographs, kids, families. I actually saw recently that I think the police stations have some sort of blue bonnet challenge where the cops are actually male and female cops are going out there and just doing like pretty poses or whatever just to take pictures.
Promote the beautiful state, right?
Well, I think the police stations are stemming off of at least what happened here. I think in Texas was that they had a lip sync battle challenge.
Yes.
And a lot of the police stations were posting YouTube videos of them lip syncing to a bunch of songs. I was very proud
Seattle
when I saw.
jumped in.
They did?
Yeah,
Okay.
Seattle PD, shout out.
So I think that's where all of this is stemming from, that they're just keeping this up. So it was great to see my hometown Colleen do the lip sync challenge, and they did very well. It was one of my favorite ones to watch, actually.
All right, on table one, Texas Nemesis, he did not want to leave himself there. He wanted more of a breakout. He is solids, and for those of you wondering, I'm going to try my best here. That is Martin Burgess. Who will be now referred to as Team Texas Nemesis going forward. I'm really excited. I will try my best to take a break during the day at some point and look outside. Doing the commentary work here. I mean, you're back here stuck behind the screen pretty much all day long, back to back to back. And any free moments in between, I'm like making a mad dash for the women's room or a mad dash to the food concession stand. Like I got breakfast and it's still sitting right there. But I have buns in front of me and I'm just now eating it.
I did see that there's a Burger King a little up north now that I don't think that used to be here. There was just the Buc-ee's that's right up the street, and then there was a Wendy's across the interstate.
And there's a Starbucks over by Buc-ee's.
Yes.
And you know, I come from Seattle, the birthplace of the origin place of Starbucks.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the very first Starbucks ever is in downtown Seattle. It's on First and Pike or Pine. It's one of those streets. Still standing, still in business. But they're everywhere. I love me some good coffee, and Starbucks isn't quite necessarily the good coffee. I'm being a snob. I'm being a snob.
Checking to see if the one ball is frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just wants to try to do a simple kick shot to just nudge the cue ball right behind the one ball. Which pretty much becomes an instant safety if that one ball's not frozen, because it will hit the rail.
Mm-hmm. And that's Mickey looking over there, calling for a ref. He wants to make sure, or he's looking and seeing just to make sure.
Yeah, for anybody in chat that might be unfamiliar with the rules, if a ball is frozen to a rail, after contact is made, if you fail to make a ball, you have to be able to hit a rail afterwards. Otherwise, you have cue ball in hand, or your opponent has cue ball in hand. But they're checking to see if the one ball is frozen or not, because if it is frozen, then the cue ball is going to at least have to hit a rail after contact.
Correct.
And I guess they're ruling that it is not frozen, so that would be a legal hit.
Correct. I'm going to let little Chris do all the work. I'm just going to sit back, relax, and chill.
If I'm Texas Nemesis, though, I don't like the position that I'm in, not where his 1, 2, and 3 are.
Really, I'm not sure why I'm doing this because all I have to do is just...
There you go.
Look at that, I'm learning. Hey. I'm looking at this like, why do I have 2 scoreboards right now? This makes no sense. It's the same thing. Daryl Montgomery, you know, I was going to put that request in because I'm such a diva to put a bathroom closer to where I am. Hello, referee Christy. I like your artwork. Mm-hmm. That was a nice combo. Yes, it was a nice. I was going to say it's a nice combo if that 6 goes back in the way on table 2 so that he can get a shot. Because from here, I see the 3 being able to be pocketed into the side and the 4 coming back over to this pocket here. And the 8 ball has essentially 3 pockets from that end to go in. on both tables, it appears, as both lounge lizards are shooting.
So what just happened? I thought solids was shot, and then now stripes just got hit on table 2.
So it must have been a defense.
Okay.
It must have been an offensive shot for a defense, which I'm confused.
So Texas Nemesis is solids.
Yes, Texas Nemesis is solid.
Okay.
That's so bizarre, though, because that was the out.
Whoops. Good attempt at a combo. It does look like the 15 ball will go in the side pocket.
This here?
Yes.
Yeah, it does go there.
Whether or not if he can avoid the scratch in the corner is questionable.
Are you thinking that he's going one rail here, or?
I think he should be able to scoot past the 8. I don't think the 8. I don't think the 8's in the way.
It's so hard to tell. I feel like the 8's in the way, but you know better than I do. You can see better than I do. Oh, you have a big view.
It's just controlling the cue ball is going to be the questionable thing because how thin of a hit this is going to be.
And I feel like I'm throwing some inside English on this one.
He's got top, so he's going to try to hit the side rail afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like top inside. He's got the inside like you're talking about. Oh, not enough.
Well, yeah, not enough.
And so that's the interesting part. So he doesn't cut it enough, and he ends up hitting the short rail. So had he cut it enough, he would probably end up scratching.
Scratching, yep. And it looks like we're both at, okay, I was going to say, no one's moving.
Yeah.
No one's moving. All right, Team Texas Nemesis on table 2. And on table 1, Lounge Lizards is up shooting. Looks like he's going to have to kick shot out. You know, I like this position because that 1 isn't going past the 8. I don't see it going past the 8.
Mm-mm. And I think he's
just get a good hit.
Well, I think Lounge Lizards is stripes on table 1. He's trying to kick the 10 in.
He wants to kick that in. Okay. But I mean, I like that position because even if you end up giving him a shot on the 2, it's going to be hard to come back to get onto that 1.
I agree. So that was a good offensive shot to even go for.
Correct. Table 1, Bob G says, he hit it so bad it turned out good.
We actually had a couple of rolls like that in my match this morning. This looks like on table 2 that should be 12 in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
If he just rolls it up, and so that way he can take the 10 in the same corner. Nope, he's setting up for the 15.
Oh. And he rattles.
I'm more of a smoother player. I don't really like to move that cue ball around a whole lot, and that's why I thought maybe setting up for the 10 would have been more appropriate, and the 15 would go in the bottom left corner pocket, and then the 8 in the bottom right corner pocket.
May I ask you what your Fargo is?
Last time I checked, it was a 598.
Nice.
I think this is only like the 3rd or 4th time I've participated in this state event. All I've ever done really is just like my local BCA leagues.
Mm-hmm. What got you started? What got you wanting to participate?
in the BCA state or just pool in general?
Well, let's go pool in general first.
It's funny that you mentioned that. So I'll actually plug my YouTube channel for that because I have a series on my channel that I call Pool Talk, where I'm actually trying to entice my local league members and stuff to let me interview them. And the first interview that I did was of myself. So I've been playing now for about 21 years. And what got me started, believe it or not, is when I saw someone do a draw shot. Because I was only a teenager. I was only 17 at the time. And me and my friends would go to the pool hall just to play.
You said you've been playing for 21 years?
Yes.
So, like, you got started when you were 2?
No.
Jeez. He looks very young. Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
Well, it's those Asian genes. So I mean, that's
Seriously.
just how it works. So yeah, so when one of my friends didn't show up, I was at the pool hall by myself. So I just asked this guy that I saw that was playing 9-ball to play, and I didn't know how to play 9-ball at the time. All we ever did was just shoot 8-ball. So he explains all the rules to me, and I thought it was simple enough. But when I saw him draw the ball, that's what changed my whole aspect around. Because I had, as a recreational player, I didn't even think that was possible. It was like, how do you get the ball to go forward? It hits another ball, and all of a sudden take off in the opposite direction. So I was pretty much hooked after that, and had to start learning how to play the game.
Your nerd gears were happy.
Yes, very happy. And that was a beautiful kick shot there.
That was, but that was not his intention. Oh, wait, are you talking about table 1?
Table 2.
Table 2, yeah, that was a beautiful kick shot, but that wasn't the intention.
Really?
He was trying to combo, I guess, the 12 in.
Oh.
Because his body language afterwards suggested that he didn't get good. And, the fact that Texas Nemesis is up on table 2 right now.
Yeah. I thought the body language was because of how far the 12 ball came out and that he possibly couldn't cut it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what exactly was happening. That's the call that I would have made. I would have said that the 10 goes past the 12 easily. But, all right, looks like we're going to keep doing the safety battle. What on table 2, what Texas is trying to do is possibly set himself up for a breakout opportunity, which doesn't look too good from this angle. I mean, unless if he gets good on this 4 with ball in hand.
I think the combo goes.
Really?
The 3-6 combo? Because right now, this is Lounge Lizards at the table. It looks like he's measuring up for the 1 rail. I kind of like the 2 rail shot better. Hitting the short rail and then getting the cue ball to hit the side rail where he's pointing.
Hi, Sophia.
Good hit.
Jeremy, hey, nice to meet you.
Finally, huh?
Yes.
Somebody said you had a predator gloves, or was that you?
I have the which one?
Predator gloves?
Predator gloves? Ooh, it wouldn't. You can ask the. Maybe. I don't think so. I don't think I've seen any. See, who else would be selling stuff here? Oh, gosh. Nope. No idea. They stick me back in this hole here, and all I know is what's here.
Yeah, so on table 2, after the kick shot was missed, he pockets the 4 ball, and the combination was on. So that should be another game for Texas Nemesis on table 2.
Bob G corrected me. He was not trying to. He was actually trying to make the 4 ball not play a safety when I thought the safety game was there.
Oh.
And there it is. It looks like Texas takes another point. Texas Nemesis. Yeah, sorry, Jeremy. Well.
Ooh, that's a sellout.
Just like we said before, these diamond tables, they bank short, so widen up your angle or throw some English and shoot a little bit softer.
1 on the side, 2 in the cross side, 8 in the corner. Should be a simple stop shot. And If this ball drops,
He's smart. There it is.
Texas Nemesis is on a roll.
Back again, I want to bring this up so you guys can see a little bit better. Those of you that are just now joining, 93 of you folks, 90, whatever the number is, hit those thumbs ups, hit those likes, share this feed with all your peoples. Right now, both players from the Lounge Lizards are up to break. I'll bring it back.
So it's interesting to see on table 2 that he basically did what is referred to as the 8-ball break, and the 8-ball does not count.
It doesn't count. Same with table 1.
Well, table 1 did more of a classic break.
Yeah?
They were more head on that one there, and you can definitely tell because of the spread. The 8-ball break has more, usually from what I've seen, has more clutters, but the simple head-on break.
Oh,
you
you're
see right there.
You're right.
But and then look at the difference in the spread.
You're correct.
The table is much more open on table 1 than it is on table 2.
You are absolutely correct. And on that note, I'm going to walk away and grab some coffee. I'm not seeing things today.
Would you get me a cup, please?
Yeah. Would you like cream and sugar?
Just black.
Just black. Yeah. It's hot. It's blazing hot.
Nicholas Williams, this is a BCA event. The event started earlier this week, I believe on Monday, on April Fool's Day, which included 9-ball singles. I think that was a fair match tournament, right? That you didn't have a 9-ball open tournament. And then there was, Jack and Jill Scotch doubles, and then there was regular Scotch doubles?
Genderless Scotch doubles.
Genderless Scotch doubles. And then I think at least yesterday was 8-ball singles, open and fair match. And
open and fair match, and senior singles.
Yes. And then so today, tomorrow, and Sunday will be the open mixed teams. Is there a
women's
ladies?
team?
Yes, there is a ladies division here also. So it's a 1-week event held every year.
And we are at the Frank Mayborn Civic and Convention Center. A beautiful venue, fantastic staff. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time here. Everyone is so down to earth. I'll tell you what, all I said was I absolutely love spicy food, and I love to cry when I eat my food. And one of the ladies at the concession stand today, she brought me her father's salsa. There's no tomatoes in it whatsoever. It's all roasted pepper, roasted different spicy peppers. I feel sorry for my bunkmate. Okay, Team Texas on table 1. Okay, he bumped it. He's still fine.
2 in the side, 8
2
in the
in
corner.
the side, correct.
He needs to let the cue ball roll a little bit, though, so that way his cut shot on the 8 is not as thin as it's going to be if he just leaves it there.
I was going to say,
there
it looks like he's got there. Based on his stroke and looking at how he was cueing. Actually, I can't even do that anymore because I see some people cue and stroke with their pre-shot regimen, and it's their shot has nothing to do with the speed on how they were stroking. It just baffles me with people's fundamentals out here or the lack thereof.
That's one of the things on my APA team that I try to teach most of my players, because I have a lot of players that aren't essentially pool players,
Mm-hmm.
but they are trying to learn. And I try to get them to understand that, oh my
Oh
goodness, wow.
gosh.
I try to get them to understand that their practice stroke should be fairly identical to their final stroke.
Final
It,
stroke.
it shouldn't, you know, I don't expect it to be completely identical, but it shouldn't be drastically different.
All right. So, David Massey in the chat room, I think there would be more tables if it were an APA event. Actually, there are usually 80 tables here. However, with how popular pool has become and how many events that are happening, most of the tables were over at the Super Billiard Expo.
Oh, were they?
And so that's why it just got finished here, what, a couple days ago or something like
The
that?
one out in Philadelphia?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it just got done a couple days ago. We started this on April 1st. All we could bring over was just one semi of of tables instead of two as normal. So for those of you that are out there thinking like, oh, well, there's less amount of tables, so there must be um, a lesser amount of entries, that is absolutely incorrect.
Not true.
Not true at all. It's actually grown year over year. It was just unfortunate how this ran. So next year, the rumor is that this event will be the last week of April.
Okay.
On table one, Lounge Lizard is trying to really make good work of this and take the opportunity of that 8-ball rattling. I'm taking the 10 into the side. Oh, look at that. Got that pretty good. He's making Texas Nemesis pay for missing that 8-ball.
I know.
Whew, did you see that? I'm telling you, it just baffles me. It makes my brain hurt a little bit. Because I'm like, he swung his arm. How on earth did that go? All right. I need to shut up because I think they can hear me out there. 2 for Lounge Lizards.
It's always interesting to see, like, you know, there's the basic fundamentals of how to play, and then, you know, if you at least start with the basic fundamentals, you eventually adapt into your own type of style. But then some people don't even, you know, start with the basic fundamentals. They just have their own weird, quirky style that works for them.
But that was a chicken wing and a half if I ever seen one. Come on, tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
I was like, holy cow. BCA and USAPL, they're not the same league necessarily. Yes, CSI is like the umbrella. Mama Bonnie, maybe you can help me explain this. BCA and USAPL are both different types of leagues under the CSI. Is that correct?
Yes, Key Sports International
It's like the umbrella.
those two leagues,
Uh-huh.
as well as a whole bunch of events. Mark Griffin, well, okay, let me slow my roll. Because Mark might, when Ozzy bought, things might have split it, but the Swanee, the U.S. Bar Table Championship, the U.S. Open, One Pocket Straight Pool, 8-ball, U.S. Open Bank Pool, all comes up, falls under CSI.
The CSI. Okay.
So it's a parent company.
Bob G. 40 tables, so that's why there's so much time for R&R. No. But Chuck Felton, to answer your question, CSI is the parent company, BSA. I keep saying that today, BCA and USAPL.
So watch table 1 here. This
Okay.
is why I'm surprised that people would go for the 8-ball breaks at events like this. That's an 8-ball break, and look how nasty it becomes.
Oh, you're right.
That's very common when you're going for an 8-ball break. You can sometimes get, especially since they're using the magic rack, you can sometimes get really good spreads with the 8-ball break. Even if you don't make the 8-ball, you can still make another ball, obviously, and then attempt to run the table. But the majority of times that I've seen, even when I go for an 8-ball break, there's generally going to be a cluster or two on the table.
So you're hitting that head ball.
Yes. When I play BCA style, I always go for the head ball.
Chuck Felton, you could play in a BCA event. There are some exceptions where, depending on your league operator, if you can get dual sanctioned.
Correct. Like our local league here is both BCA and ACS.
ACS, so you get dual sanctioned for ACS and BCA.
Correct.
That's awesome.
Will BadBoys be here for the ACS, or is that another streamer?
When is that?
October?
That's another streamer, I think.
Okay. Because I think last year ACS was held in Port Arthur, Texas, and now they're bringing it back here to. Actually, it'll be in Belton, at the Expo Center. As far as I know. Yes, it's actually within semi-walking distance of my home.
So about 20-minute walk?
That might be accurate. 15 to a 20-minute walk.
Do it. Walking is good for you.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I'm lazy.
But that's the other part of it. Lazy is not good for you. Who am I kidding, though? I try to do things like park the furthest away from the grocery door and, walk stairs whenever possible. Oh, Amber Q78, go to www.badboysbp.com.
And Hulk Joe, there is no handicap for the open men's team event. I don't think we have a fair match this year, do we?
This year, I don't believe so. It was depending on your team cap.
Yeah.
So I believe there's a, shoot. I want to say there's like a B division.
Okay, a B division then. Okay. Yeah, so there's no handicap races. It's just a straight race to 13. It's just that the 5 players that are on the roster, and a roster can have more than 5 players, but those that actually play, there is a cap to what their Fargo rating can be, and I do not know what that cap actually is.
Head on over to the badboysbp.com page, and you will get all the information that you need. I had the sheet with me, and it's gone.
But I think, yeah, when you register your team, as long as the team total does not exceed the cap, then you're fine. Because I do believe that as this tournament goes on, our Fargo ratings do change. And if your Fargo rating changes to the point to where your team total exceeds the limit, you're actually okay because you registered prior to the limit with a qualified team.
All right, and so what it is it's the mixed open teams, roster limit of 7 players, so that means you are allowed up to maximum 2 subs. Total of 5 highest rated players cannot exceed the rating of 3,200.
Oh, okay, so it's just the 5 highest period, not the 5 that are playing.
Correct.
Okay.
And at least 4 players must come from the same league.
Yes, that's always been there.
For us in Washington, for the WBCA, we've opened that up. For the mixed B teams, same deal. Roster limit of 7 players. Total of the 5 highest players cannot exceed 2,600. And that's a race to 11 versus the open being race to 13. The women's open team, it's a 4-person team. Roster limit of 6. The Fargo rating cannot exceed 2,000. And players do not have to come from the same league. Races to 9. Wow. Us ladies, we get the love. But there are not as many of us. That's why.
And I know for the longest time, the pool world has been trying to fix that.
I'm going to help y'all out by throwing this link up in here. Click that link and you will get straight to the information that you need regarding the tournament, the teams, the numbers, and all the things that I have a hard time trying to remember. It's too much information.
So as one of the commentators, do you ever actually get to participate? whether in singles, doubles, or even teams?
At Worlds, yes, I will be able to. Here, no. This was more for me to focus on learning. I'm still new to the Bad Boys team.
Okay. Does Bad Boys come to Washington?
Yes, Bad Boys comes to Washington. That's how they had met me anyway.
Okay.
Bad Boys provides the table, the equipment installation, the load in and load out, and the tournament direction for the WBCA events. They used to do some streaming. They also held the Snoqualmie 8-ball and 9-ball championship. Well, it's up to the tournament director's discretion as to what they want to set the limit to.
Yeah.
And overall, in general, with Worlds being in with the Worlds event in Vegas, CSI, they set that. CSI, the BCA people, they set that, and they try to come up with a number that is most equitable for everyone, I guess.
Well, I think in general, like you're in an event like this, there are no pros here.
Mm-hmm.
I think like Justin Espinosa and maybe a handful of other people might be in the 700 Fargos, but there's no one as far as I'm aware of that's like Shane Van Bonings or anybody else that's around here. So that's typically probably why you would see that the Fargo rating cap is a little bit higher, versus in Vegas you're going to see pros there.
Correct.
So they would lower the Fargo cap.
Table number 2, Texas Nemesis is looking at how he is going to be able to get that 4-ball.
It's hard to tell if the 8-ball is far enough ahead so that the 4-ball can carom off of the 8, because
It can't.
it doesn't look like it.
No.
It'll end up hitting the point.
It will hit the point, yep.
Now it does look like if he is playing solids right now, he can shoot the 3 in and then break it apart.
That's what I'm trying to see what he's planning on doing.
It doesn't look like the draw shot is there, but the follow shot to come off the short rail and come behind the 4 and the 8 is there. It's what is that? Top, maybe some top right. And that looks like what he's doing, or he's queuing for it.
That's one of the drills that I practice. I try to, someone taught me this, and I'm not going to mention that name, but, setting the ball to where I need to pocket it, but setting it up to where I learn different draw angles to get to the other points.
Mm-hmm.
I love making that drill part of my normal practice stuff when I do have time to practice, because I'll be honest, I don't have time to practice.
Nobody does anymore. Like I said, I've been playing for 21 years, and then my first few years of playing where I would practice anywhere from like 6 to 8 hours a day. Now I'm lucky if I even practice for 30 minutes.
Right? When I was young and carefree, I remember hanging out and basically sparring with other players for like 14, 12 hours, 8
Yeah.
hours.
Those were the days.
Nope, not anymore. And in all fairness, those were the days where pool rooms existed, where you built a relationship with the pool room owner.
And they would stay open.
They would stay open.
Yep.
They had couches for people to crash on, and I mean, I really, really miss the Golden Fleece out in Washington State. It was in the Kenmore area. It was so, so lovely when it was there. True pool rooms are a dying breed.
You're not wrong. Even
Can you say that again?
You're not wrong. Even in my hometown in Killeen, when I first started playing, the pool crowd there was, um, oh, how would I describe it? I guess the best way to describe it is that we had a lot more gamblers.
I think Texas got that one. And looks like Texas is going to get this one. So
Yep.
just to be sure, I'm going to go out there and do a score check. I don't know why I haven't been marking it on this. And Texas gets that one too. I believe at this point it is an 8-2 deal here. I will be right back.
So this was a very common question that we had going on during the stream yesterday. You know, we are here at Temple, Texas. Where is everybody in the chat room watching from? David W. and Bob G., thanks for that. She's going to confirm that it's 7-3, not 8-2. The chat room seems to think, yeah, the chat room seems to think it's 7-3, and they are correct.
7-3. I knew I was unsure for a reason. Thank you, chat room. I felt unsure, so when in doubt, go check it out.
I asked the geographic question. So we've got Greenville, South Carolina, Las Cruces, New Mexico, North Carolina, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, Lori John.
California, I've been out there a couple of times.
Well, good morning, Robert.
We've got a native Texan, Conroe.
I wish I could stay an extra week just to check out Texas and visit some other family members that I have out here. Referee Bill. The one in the blue hat is Christopher Durden. His Fargo is a 604 on table 2. And on table 1, that is Martin Burgess, 621. And that seemed to be an uncharacteristic miss on that 5. Boy, these players are having a hard time with these pockets today. A lot of rattles, a lot of obvious misses.
So the consensus that I got, that I'm not going to say you're not wrong there, but the most common complaint I think I've heard about these tables and the way they're behaving is the sliding that the ball is actually doing. It's not actually like on contact; it won't begin rolling, and I can testify to that happened to a couple of my team members today, to where, I mean, there was a dead cut shot to go into the corner pocket, but when the cut was hit, the ball slid and ended up contacting the rail instead of going over to a straight cut like it was supposed to be.
So I will tell you this. I will tell you that you have to treat these tables nicely then, because a lot of times, depending on what table it was, and the kind of activity that happens at these pool tournaments, if people spill anything on the tables,
Yes.
we need to clean it. And when we clean it, that alters it a little bit, because
Yes.
sometimes we have to really dig in there. And unfortunately, it takes some time for the tables to return back to its normal playing. So while you're out at these tournaments, treat these tables kindly. Do not drink over them. I mean, come on. How old are we now?
Yeah, it's funny that you actually mentioned that, because the table that one of the tables that we played on this morning looked like it had something spilled on it.
So it looked like it had something spilt on it, so it had to get cleaned. And it's not like we've got extras, stored in the back anywhere that we can just bring out.
Right.
So we have to clean them on the spot. We have to take care of them. So we do have some table mechanics here.
And refelting is not like a 10-minute job.
No, it is not. And it's not a very inexpensive job either.
Yeah.
So I commend the BadBoys definitely for the work that they do, given the circumstances, given the situation that I know about these tables that were brought here. I mean, they're in good shape for the most part.
So, but what? How do I phrase this? Yourself, Rick, Kenny, and all them. They're not from here, but are all the referees from the Texas area?
Nope. All the
Okay.
referees. CSI has a group of referees. They travel everywhere. So I've seen Dwayne and Bill and Chris Mann up in Oregon.
Okay.
This is my first time meeting Christy.
Because I actually know a couple of guys. I think they're retired now, but they used to be
Referees.
CSI referees.
Mhm.
Steve Tobias and Ricky Reed.
Oh yeah, Ricky Reed.
Mhm.
So they travel. They travel everywhere across the country.
Okay.
They are CSI refs, so at CSI events. Fun fact, I will be taking the referee course this summer. So in the event that a referee is needed.
Oh, great! You're gonna start learning how to take people yelling at you that you called it wrong.
Oh, please! I'm a mother. I'm a mother. I'm already mentally training myself to be told I'm wrong.
Chuck Felton, there you go, brother.
That's, I remember the first time I was taught how to draw, and it felt magical. And this is like a drug. This is going under the classification of a vice. It's a sport, but it's a vice.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because I think almost every recreational sport has it, right? So
For
if
sure.
you look at the golf, right, the perfect swing, it feels good, like you hit the ball good, and it travels hundreds of yards. The pool game, you have that, the stroke when you hit the ball a certain way, and everything just goes appropriately. Bowling, the same way
Oh,
when
yeah.
you catch that line and you threw a strike ball. Like every recreational sport, I think, has like something to where like you did something right. It felt right, and it ends up being right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at this. So on table 1, Lounge Lizard drew back just enough because what he does have a bit of an angle. He can also force a little bit of an angle. Not too much. You don't have to do too much. But he's going to go down one rail. Or not even. He doesn't even have to do the rail. He did anyway. I don't know if I would go that angle. I think that I could have spun it to get a little bit closer on the left side of the table.
The problem is that
runs.
if he makes this, it's not a matter of him running into the 13 ball. It's a matter of him doing that and getting hooked behind the 12.
Behind the 12. Or even getting a little squirrely, you hit the 4 ball down here and you run into the stack here. You can bounce out and block yourself from making that because you are in the zone here behind the 10.
Yep.
Oh, look at this. On table 2, this looks like it's a run out. And look at that too. That body English. That body English made that ball go in, I'm saying. Daryl Montgomery says, I asked one year and they explained that the tables sit in the trucks and cook in the heat, becoming very dry. Well, they don't sit in the trucks. There is a warehouse. I know there's one from Vegas. And just so everyone knows, I mean, it takes a lot to run these tournaments and to bring the tables out because you are trucking tables from all over the country to bring X amount of tables to one spot. Like at Worlds, there will be 200 and some odd 7-foot tables and X amount of 9-foot tables, and then also X amount of tables for the vendors that they rent out. So you're looking at over 300 tables to be shipped over. Chuck Felton, I am a 650 voice, but I shoot as a 486.
And Chuck, last time I checked, I was a 598.
I only have a robustness of like 300 and something.
I don't even remember what mine is. have a look, 'cause I can certainly bring it up.
Every time I hear a ball bounce off a table, an angel loses half of its wing.
All right, so I have a robustness of 713, and my Fargo rating is still sitting at a 598.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh no, Lounge Lizards is having some just unluckiness today. He
Did he just dog that
rattled.
14
He
ball?
dogged the 14 after running that beautiful run. Oh, okay. Texas at 8, looking like it's
It's gonna
about to
be
be
9.
9. I have seen teams pull through.
Oh yeah,
with
no
this.
doubt.
Yeah, all it takes is one quick shift. Okay, again, here we go. Both of them are racking at the same time, so I am going to bring up this information for everybody to see. Texas Nemesis right now sitting at 9. Lounge Lizards at 3. Yes, it is a 6-game deficit, but I've seen some crazy things happen, and the dynamic and the momentum changes. Next thing you know, it's hill.
Yeah, the best part about at least the team event is that it's different if this was a single event and someone was down 9-3, because once it becomes 9-4, that person that's on 9 basically is now under the pressure. But here in a team event, every person is trying to pull their weight, so it's not as bad as it would be if it were a single event, to where the momentum can shift so dramatically just off of one game.
What? You do. From where? Oh, the Vietnamese lady? God damn, how come you don't take me?
Yeah. I didn't want you guys to get tied up in conversation for an hour about
God damn,
nails.
no. So I'd love to talk about nail. You don't take me to the Vietnamese lady?
You guys are missing a hilarious Vietnamese accent right now.
You did my nails while we were there.
Damn, I want my nail done too. I want my nail done in a barbecue. God damn. Shoot. This is Lil Chris. He is
Hello?
he's one of the main chat room people that calls me out whenever I do the commentator curse. Yep. Yeah, thanks. Mhm. Mhm.
It's okay. We know.
Do you want to sit?
You
don't want to, but
you're
will
welcome.
You what? Just a minute?
Exactly. Just give her food. She'll be happy.
Well, yeah, that's true. Like here's food. Now sit there and just eat. Here you go. Good girl. Good girl. Never mind. You're busy, huh?
Not really. I'm just trying to work around doing other stuff.
You're just basically BSing me right now. Sit your butt down here. I'm going to stuff my face with food. I need to eat breakfast still.
But I got things I should be doing. I'm sure.
And we have Kenny joining us now.
Woo! I'm back. All right, so I'm assuming the gray shirts are the Lounge Lizards.
That is correct. Texas Nemesis is in the white. There have been no curve shots today.
No curve shots. I love those. They're so good. Oh, hey, look, I got a list of all the players right here.
I think Sophia gave up around the second or third match as trying to figure out who's who, so we just started calling them by their team names.
Yeah, generally that's about how you have to go with it. Okay, I know I'll recognize him. See, I recognize most of these names, but I just can't put faces with them. Hey, look, there's Louis. Mr. Vecchio is on table 1. The only person there that I can absolutely identify. Table 2. Looks like they're going to have a hard time getting down there for those other stripes.
Would you like to try a steamed bun?
I'm good at the moment. I'm over here devouring my second mocha of the day.
So, because I brought these for you guys.
Hey, Daryl, don't tell everyone about what I did in the ref class. I was busy. I had other things going on. Oh, man. Oh, you overcut that. Oh, that smells good.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, no one has really like dominated a rack. There's been a lot of safety battles on each of these matches. I think maybe there was one or two racks where someone basically controlled the entire table and won their match. And I do believe they were both Texas Nemesis.
That's surprising because, yeah, like half of each of these teams are above 600, so they're pretty solid shooters. You'd expect to see fairly decent amount of table runs and whatnot. Come on down here with that cue ball. I think he sees a 7 on the table 1 here.
You would be correct.
Yay! Oh. Maybe he didn't see as much of it as I thought.
No, he saw more of it. That was an overcut.
Oh, shoot. You're right. My brain.
I mean, it hit the inside of the pocket, but must have had the wrong spin on it to spin or to bobble its way out of the pocket.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Chuck
Uh-oh.
Felton, you are not wrong about One Pocket being noted as the chess game of pool. That is a very fun game to play, and it also definitely tests your patience.
Very much so. That'll make sure you can stay focused for a long time.
Yeah. And you get real creative with bank shots in One Pocket.
Brain. So, yep, my brain's not working. I was working on a mental visual I was going to describe for y'all about steaming heads and thinking too hard and One Pocket wedges and it's a great game, but yeah, a lot of people have a hard time watching the paint dry. Oh, Lounge Lizards. I think if that 3 goes by here, we're looking like they'll get another one on the board, and it should, I think. Texas Nemesis.
I'm
Yes.
guessing it didn't go because he played that so soft. I guess he wanted to be he wanted the cue ball to stay on the rail.
Yeah, Daryl, we do have Mr. Dwayne Payne refereeing. We got Buffalo Bill out there, Christy Womack, and Chris Mann. I think that's his name. Sorry, Chris, if I got your last name wrong again. I'm so bad with names. Whoa. And
Nice shot
that'll
done
be
there.
just fine. I think he's got a Q over the 8, which is lame.
Yeah, not
but
so much of a fan of being able to do that. But it doesn't look like the cue ball should be going anywhere, and he should be taking the 8 ball in the upper right corner pocket, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
She went to get food. Right.
That's 10 for Texas Nemesis.
This is open, right? That we're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm trying to decide if they were the B teams. They're going to 11, so not on the hill yet.
Texas Nemesis on table 1 trying to get to 11. He's just curious what he's going to do with his 2-ball.
Yeah, he's running away from it if he makes the 1 right now.
Yeah. It would almost seem like he might want to try to go for it now.
Where does it go, though? I mean,
It looks like it might go in the side pocket, but he's got to move the cue ball all the way around the table to get back for the 1. And what I just saw him line up for, if he does go for the 1 ball, it looks like he's trying to stick the cue ball in the window of the 11 and 12 so that he can bank the 2 ball in the cross bottom left corner pocket.
yeah, all right. That looks legit.
Oh, never mind. He's banking the 1 ball. I thought he would shoot the 1 ball in the bottom left corner pocket. He's trying to bank it.
Looks good.
Good shot. Does that mean he can shoot the 2 in the side?
I think it goes right on by. He just needs to make sure you...
I don't like this, though, because if he has to move that cue ball, the 2 ball is just going to bounce out of the side pocket.
He's got to hit this just right on the money. Looking good. Whew, he's going to have to cut that all the way down here.
I think that's a bank shot.
Or possibly bank it.
Yeah.
Oh. And a break. And something went, right?
He dropped a solid in the side.
Excellent. Oh yeah, team. Yeah, it takes a while.
Oh, my goodness. Such a good try. Yeah. 10-3.
Uh-oh. Well, chat wants you back anyways. They want you to post in the lineup again, apparently. I was hoping you had it copied and pasted somewhere, but I don't see it.
There's another scene set for the lineup.
I just built another scene in there. I'll do that for another one. Sam Prasad. It's okay, I got my own. It's like food heaven on a day like today because everybody back in their RVs and their mobiles, they're all cooking, barbecuing, doing everything right now. There's Sippy, Marcanchola, everybody's doing something back there.
Oh, by the way, this one is amazing.
Oh, you just had some?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want barbecue? Sam Prasad, I'll get that up for you in just a moment. I'm Chat Lady. My name is Sophia.
And I'm Little Chris.
You're so funny, Sam. Oh my God, she said my name correctly. Probably is what needed to be added into that.
very good kick attempt there on table 1. The 8 ball actually could have went had he scooted behind the 9 ball. It would go off the rail and then off the 9 and then into the corner pocket. Okay, this should be 11 in the left side pocket, 12 in the opposite side pocket. If he doesn't roll far enough, he'll shoot the 12 in the corner. But yeah, that's the finisher, 13 in the 8.
Zance said, "Hey, Lil Chris. Hey, Sophia. What's up, Zance?"
Yeah, Zance was in the chat room last night with Justin's match. Justin Espinosa, our 2019 winner of the Open Singles event.
Zance, I'm drawing you something in the upper left corner. This is just for you, and I hope I can do this right. There's a perfect circle. I'm learning the shift button.
This should be good for Lounge Lizards here. 13 in the bottom right corner pocket, 8 in the same corner pocket.
All right, so Lounge Lizards picks up another point.
And that's all it takes to swing the momentum is that one game.
You'd be surprised. Just recently, the WBCA event, it was, March 10th through March 17th. That's what it was. In a team event, I wasn't planning on playing. I just got picked up on someone's roster while I was out there for doing some work. And I saw on another table, the first team, it's a race to, oh gosh, I'm pretty sure it was also a race to 13. The first team went 6 games to 0, so they were up with a 6-0 lead. And then the other side got 2 games, and then the team 1 with that 6 lead, ended up getting to 8. And then next thing you know, that second team won.
Oh wow!
The rest of the way. It's crazy. I mean, it's just the momentum, the dynamic, everything changes with just gaining a little bit of love. I'm still shocked that happened. That's why it was hard for me to relay that story very easily. But I'm just so amazed by how things can change so quickly. Anyone looking at that score, looking at 6-0, is thinking, oh, well, that team's just going to blow that other team out. Nope, not the case.
Watch table 1 again. Watch the 8 ball break, and look at the result.
Brendan Rodriguez, on the bottom of where the scoreboard is, there are some rotating texts. Gives you a little bit of information on both the teams, what their race is to, what event this is.
But it's funny how you mentioned the the comeback stories, because like my APA members, they get I've seen them get easily discouraged when they're obviously down a huge amount, and I try to encourage them that the game is not over. He hasn't made his last match, and it was funny that it was 2 weeks ago we had 2 matches where my players started off 0-4 in a race to 5. And they would come back and win. It's also referred to as the 8 ball break, Bob G, because it is very likely that you can actually pocket the 8 ball from the second ball break. If you're breaking on the right side of the table, the 8 ball has a high tendency to go towards the left side pocket, and if you bank on the other side, it goes towards the other side pocket.
When the rack is right.
Correct. But if you've seen on the majority of these matches, those that are doing the second ball break, which I've been referring to as the 8-ball break, there's usually a huge clutter somewhere on the table, and it ends up turning into a safety battle.
Oh, what's up, Scott Chang?
Is the third ball break allowed in BCA?
Let me yell this across the way. You guys probably will be able to hear me yell it. Kenny, is the third ball break allowed in the BCA? Yes.
Okay.
Don't matter where you hit it?
Because I know in APA, you're only allowed to hit the head ball or the second row.
But you've got to strike a ball first. You can't go rail first.
Can't go rail
Correct. Scott Chung calls it the cluster break. That's exactly what Lil Chris was talking about earlier. It's a spicy lady. Really what it is hot-tempered lady. Wow, bow. Okay, back to pool. That's a good hit.
That is a good hit.
That is the captain of the Texas Nemesis team, Mr. Michel Lindo.
I don't particularly like the position that he's in, though, because if I'm Lounge Lizards, I'm hitting that one ball and setting the cue ball back up table.
Heck yeah.
I bet he's going for a combo. This is also okay because the cue ball's coming back up towards the other end of the table anyway.
Just like that.
Yep.
And at that point, at that juncture, he's out. Should be. And I'm going to go ahead and apologize to Bernard. I'm writing him a sorry card now. And I just need to watch my mouth, watch what I say.
So what would you actually do here, though? Like, what's the order you would do?
Okay, what I'm doing here is I like hitting the 6 first, hitting the 3 into here, bouncing this out, getting the 1 here, and the 8 ball there.
Okay, because I like the 1 ball, then the 3, then the 6 in the upper right-hand corner pocket, which automatically leaves you for the 8 ball in the corner pocket.
Well, he sees something different.
Everybody has their play style.
Oh, okay, so then he's going to just give himself a little bit of an angle, leaving the cue ball.
Rolls it up to the rail.
Roll it up. Oh, you don't want to be too straight because you need a little bit of angle. I think he's good.
He's behind the ball, so he'll just play it up off the side rail.
Correct. Off of this rail a little bit here. There it is. Well, that is Bernard Chang, a 585.
He's not done yet.
Okay, that's Bernard Chang. He's a 585, and he gets 1 point for the Lounge Lizard. Oh, shoot. And I did not catch what happened on table 1 because I was holding my breath, trying to not be sorry to Bernard. Okay, I believe that Texas Nemesis got that point.
So some guy, in BCA, the 8 ball does not count as a victory on the break. It does count in APA, and I'm not sure about other league styles that are out there where they would also count the 8 on the break, but it does not count here in BCA. Before the ball is respotted, the person that made the ball on the break has to decide to either shoot the table as it is or go ahead and re-break, but that decision has to be made before the 8 ball is put back on the table.
Rulebook, little Chris, strikes again.
Oh, I used to be a rule book when it comes to this. Not so much anymore.
Well, I mean, they change, and I actually should refresh myself on the rules now that I'm commentating more, now that I'm doing more stuff, now that I'm being more out in the open. I'm good at BSing, but I'm not that good at it. Looks like they might be taking a break on table 2. I'm not sure what's going on right now. So while they are doing that, I will bring you over to table 1 while you figure out what's going on table 2.
Oh yeah, I love the acronym on the globe there, the BS network.
And they're back now. What's that, man?
All right, so Texas Nemesis has a chance to just end this whole thing if they can win these 2 games here. Don't think that's what he wanted to happen.
And the odd thing is that look at the Fargo difference. Texas Nemesis is 2878 combined for their 5 highest players, and Lounge Lizards is 3064 combined.
Oh, wow.
Man, that break is such a huge shot. Dry break.
Yeah.
Those are
and
costly.
And look at that mess that's on the what would be their right side of the table.
Yep.
Or our left.
Right there.
Is it very typical of the second ball break, we'll now call it.
Well, okay. General consensus, we are ruling that to be called the second ball break. And here we are for a deep, long pause. This is what's also interesting to me, that there is not a shot clock here.
There is one if the players are taking too long of a time, because you can issue a complaint, and I think from the complaint is issued a warning, and then if they, at that point, usually a referee might be just eyeballing the table a little bit more, and it gets to a point to where I think a shot clock will get enforced if they don't speed it up.
Got it.
We actually had that happen on, I think 2 years ago on one of the teams that I was on, because one of our opponents was taking an extreme amount of time of shooting, and we did end up complaining. We warned them, obviously, and then the captain of the other team warned his player, but he did start to pick it up afterwards, so we were fine after that. But I'm talking like, anywhere from like 1 to 2 minutes per shot.
Oh my goodness. He's talking about me. That happened with me. I'm kidding. Okay. When in higher level tournaments, I used to, it's not long ago, higher level tournaments or, bigger stakes tournaments, I would be so nervous. And I would overthink. And that's why I've got it ingrained in my brain. Think long, think wrong. Think long, think wrong. When you're taking too much time and when you're doubting yourself and when you're approaching the shot in doubt, you're not going to make it.
Yeah. Sam Prasad, so what'll happen is that when this match is over, we're actually going to go offline for a bit, and that's going to cause YouTube to automatically save the video. So if you at least subscribe to the BadBoys Billiard Productions YouTube channel and check out every one of their videos, whenever a stream goes offline, the video is saved for you to watch later.
And if you hit that little notification button and subscribe to be notified, anytime a new match is being streamed, you'll get ding ding notified. It probably doesn't sound like that for you, but that's what it sounds like for me. So the green glove that you see on table 1 is Mr. Felix Galindo. He is one of the subs for the Lounge Lizards. He's a 560. And you're watching on table 2, Louis P. Vecchio Jr. He's a 607.
Just saw an interesting defensive play on table 1. The player opted to contact his solid and knock one of his opponent's stripes off the table.
Yes. I have played that safety. I like that safety. You may think that you have more balls on the table, or a non-competitive pool playing person may believe that, oh, well, it looks like you're losing if you've got all of your balls on the table. Nope, not necessarily.
That is correct. Texas Nemesis at the table with their final stripe. If he doesn't make something happen right now, then Lounge Lizards can literally just pick them apart. He doesn't even have to try to run the table as long as that last stripe doesn't sit near a pocket. He can just play a ball or two and play safe, and then eventually finish the table.
Correct.
This is actually probably the best option. If he were to make a good legal hit, he would probably end up getting position on the 8-ball to go in the same pocket.
What I like here, I like going for that 3 first. I love these shots anyway, but I like going for that 3 and letting it coast. I'm trying to think exactly what I want to do here.
Well, this comes to a part to where, like, you know, if you knew your opponent's Fargo rating, or at least have been aware of how well they've been playing, because I would think on average this is not a comfortable table to run. And I do agree, starting with the 3-ball is probably the best option. And if you don't get position on the 6, which should have been the next ball,
Yes.
then you would play safe on the 1.
Correct.
But you give your opponent the opportunity to kick in the 10, and if they kick in that 10, they're most likely going to win the game. But that's the gamble that you take.
That is the gamble for sure. See now right there, doesn't leave himself like a great angle to pocket that 1. Yes, it's doable. And he is a, what is he? He is a 560.
If he can see the 6, he should be shooting the 6.
I would shoot the 6, yes.
Yeah, it should be 6-3. The 2 ball is the last ball. 6-3, 1-4, 2-8, which should be the out. 3 in the upper right-hand corner pocket. Get position for the 1 in the upper left-hand corner pocket. Play the 4 in the upper right-hand corner pocket. 2 in the lower left, 8 in the bottom right.
So 3 there.
What in the
Oh,
world?
gosh.
Okay, I guess
Well,
that'll work also.
He squirted that out, which is fine, because he can still go there.
Yep.
The cue ball will more than likely at that angle bounce off the rail here, 1 there, get a good bounce, and come back.
Correct. I agree with that.
And then the 8-ball obviously in here.
See, the only difference with here is if he would have shot the 1, it got position for the 1, he wouldn't be on the rail for the 4-ball.
Oh, he had to do some work on this one, but he's still good.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
fine.
it's fine. You know, there's always more than one way to do an out there, but, you know, there are some outs that are just easier to do because it requires a lot less movement on the cue ball.
And just like you said, your preference is to move that cue ball as
little as possible.
Little as possible, correct. I'm with you on that one.
So he made a great out there.
Thank you, Robert Fresquez. This is Lil Chris. He's been in the chat room, so he's been hanging out in the chat room. Now face-to-face. Lounge Lizards, pick up another point and shoot. Let's see. I'm fired. Lounge Lizard has that other one as well. Look at that.
Oh,
Look at that
good.
shift.
They're starting to make a comeback.
Hey, hey, hey.
So it's interesting. Look at
Aww.
table 2 here, and look at the. I'm almost going to bet how much better of a break this is going to be because he's hitting that head ball.
There is no 3-foul rule in this 8-ball. AJ Lindy thinks I sound or thinks I'm annoying. Well, yes, I am, and I own that. I love it, and I encompass that characteristic of mine. I appreciate you pointing that out. Thank you very much.
Oh, honey, he just don't know.
Okay, don't worry. What I've learned in life is not everybody's gonna like you.
There we go. We even got some chat defense.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. It's okay though. I can be annoying, and like I said, I own it.
Now, table 1's head-on break here is going to be interesting.
Zance is asking.
Oh, right into the side pocket.
Oh,
That's
no.
unfortunate.
Zance is asking, Chris, where is your normal break spot? And
I typically, I'm right-handed, so I like to break on what would be my left side of the table. And I am 1 diamond away from the corner pocket and 2 diamonds up. And I try to break to where I am trying to pocket. I actually I've studied the rack enough to where I know that there are 5 balls in the rack that go in a relatively consistent pattern. And as long as my break is consistent, and of course my racking is consistent, I'm more than likely going to drop 1 or 2 of them. And even Miss Sophia, you were talking about it the other day, is that, especially on these small tables here, the break is not supposed to be a powerful break.
Correct.
A lot of the players that I've seen here, they're like throwing their entire body into the break, and it's absolutely not necessary.
And the comment that was made regarding that was how I believe Rudy was saying that he's seen some of the women break, and they consistently get 2 to 3 balls
Yep.
in the pocket, in pockets on their breaks, and he can't even get one. And matter of fact, any time that he scratches on the break, and it's because you have to ease up on that power. It's more finesse.
Yeah, because when I try to break an 8-ball rack, at least for the BCA rule, usually in APA I will try to make the 8-ball on the break, but that's only when I'm on the hill. I always try to get the cue ball to squat somewhere near the center of the table too, because if I drop a ball, then chances are I will control the entire table from there, as long as there's not a huge clutter anywhere. And typically with the head-on break, there's not really that many clutters. I mean, look at table 2. Table 2 did a basically the kind of style break that I do, and look how open everything is.
Thank you, Curtison. I like you too. That's Roger's uncle. That's another question that I have asked other people. Chuck Felton asks, what do you think about tablet racking? Well, basically template racking.
Oh, template racking. Okay, I was thrown by the
I'm sure that's
the
what you
word
meant,
there.
Chuck Felton. Template racking.
So my opinion on that is, because I own a Magic Rack, and you will hear players complain about, oh, the rack's not tight enough, or especially if it's opponent racking. And next thing you know, when there's this lovely device now that completely eliminates that, then they complain that the rack is too tight. So it's like you can't satisfy everybody. It's like,
or it's easier to manipulate the rack with a tight rack or with a magic rack. And
yeah, and
whatever the case.
it's funny that you say that, because I don't see how you can manipulate anything, because that means you are purposely trying to put a gap into the rack, which a magic rack typically does not allow. Once you get all the balls to settle, you can kind of maybe move one of the outer edge balls, but you're not really moving any of the inner balls to where there's a gap.
True. Okay. I feel like I should go out there to double check the score. But no one in the chat room has corrected it so far. So 50-50, feeling like we're all right. Bernard Chang shooting on table 2. Looks like he's going to draw this back slightly.
He's got to draw it
there
a
you
lot,
go. A lot.
if he wants position on the 8. That was his last ball.
I'm a little bit wary on drawing so much at that distance, only because anything can happen. Your cue can move. You'll still pocket the ball, but if your cue ball, or if the tip of your cue shifts just a little bit, that cue ball could just go straight into that side pocket.
Yeah.
I give myself a range of where I want to be.
I like the way he shot that.
Yes.
I was kind of curious if he was going to thump the ball when there was no reason to. He had 3 stripes there to block his cue ball from moving around, so all he had to do was just push the ball in.
Bernard Chang seems to be very intentional, which is awesome. He knows where he's going to be. He knows where he's at.
See, and just like that, we're now 11-8.
Yep. Where there was a 6-game deficit, now there's only 3. Oh, thank you, Bob G, for giving us that information. Bernard runs the Houston 8-ball BCA League, and he's a good dude. And he's a senior champion. Rage Gamer, if you hit the notification button, it's the bell button where you see the channel.
It should be right next to the subscribe button.
Yeah, right next to the subscribe button, you're right. You can set it to notify you anytime that we go live. As soon as this match is done, I believe I will be setting up for another match. But it is all dependent on how things work. Running a tournament is not always perfect. And if the game runs a little bit longer than expected, we might have to move some things around. So click on the notification button and also change your settings within YouTube or within Google, whichever you're in. Modify your settings so that you can accept notifications.
Meaning that you'll either get a ding on your phone or an email will be sent to you that BadBoys Billiard Production has gone live or posted a new video.
Correct. Chuck Felton says that he has an AccuRack, and that is from, oh gosh, that's from Outsville. Outsville's AccuRack is a polyester template rack, and I was told at Derby City that a gentleman folds it up, puts it in his wallet, and breaks it out, and it just is good for him forever.
Oh wow! Because I know those magic racks, once they get creased, they're practically useless.
Oh, AJ Lindy, it's okay. I told you I can totally be annoying. I don't take offense to it. That's why I didn't mute you or block you or anything. Don't worry. I'm not everyone's flavor.
There are no snowflakes here.
Yes, it is the AccuRack. AccuRack brought by Outsville. They were the official rack of the Derby City Classic. I actually have one here with me. Have you seen them?
Not the AccuRack, no.
Oh, here. Well, here's a good chance for you to see what it looks like.
Is that the circular one?
No, it's not this. They're all.
Oh, okay. I have seen this at least on like a stream or something.
Okay. And it's also the official rack, I believe, of the WPBA.
This is not plastic of some sort.
No, it's polyester.
Okay, that's why you can fold it.
Yes, that's why you can fold it. I call it the super dryer sheet. I'm sorry if that offends anyone.
I mean, that's what it feels like.
Yes, but it's awesome. It's so, so awesome. And what I really love about it is that they're commemorative.
Yeah.
Scott Drone, I love the AccuRack. And, I love the Magic Rack, too. I'm in for either.
Yeah, because the note about the debate you would have about the Magic Rack and like why some prefer over the other is I can't understand what the argument would be about because both players are getting the same exact rack. So if you're on the same playing field, there's really no advantage over the other except for some people say, well, I know how to break on a Magic Rack. Well, if the other person doesn't, then that's kind of on their own fault because they should have learned.
And it has been argued that right now this feels rough, but once it's used and once it's broken in, that this AccuRack, you can just keep it on the table. You don't have to take it off, and it just,
And it just stays?
yeah. However, many players do not like doing that. Look at this. Lounge Lizards gets another point. Now, what started to look not so good for the Lounge Lizards has drastically
Turned
turned.
around.
Yes.
Yep.
Was a 9-ball wooden rack. Oh my gosh, that 9-ball wooden rack was pointless.
I can always remember this was, does anybody remember the Sardo tight rack? You never heard of that one? That
Oh
was
no, yes, I remember the Sardo tight rack, the
yes,
mechanism.
Yes, the one
The
where you have to press
it.
down.
They still use it in some European tournaments.
I remember on a what was it, ESPN tournament, and of course they're advertising the world about the Sardo tight rack. You get a perfect rack every single solitary time, and I kid you not, on ESPN there was a 9-ball rack. They put the Sardo tight rack on, they rack it and they move it, and they start zooming in on the rack to show you how perfect it was. And there
You
was
can still see the
that
gap.
no, there was that big of a gap between the one ball and the second row. It was like ridiculous.
Oh, not a good selling point.
Yeah.
Look at this safety. I feel like Lounge Lizard on table 2 deliberately meant that to be a safety. I will. That's my final answer. JJ says the Sardo looked dumb. JJ, thank you very much for sharing yesterday. We ended up getting over 90 likes. You the man.
RC Mod Shop, how's it going, Rich? If any of our chatters are vapors, I would highly recommend that you contact RC Mod Shop.
Plug.
He hand makes his own, and they are beautiful.
That's awesome. If you're on Facebook, shout out or tag BadBoys BP. I'll go check it out. Or tag Chris or tag Softran if you can. That way I can see what you're talking about.
Okay, sure.
Tag me.
You do have a friend request sitting in your inbox.
I wish I knew where my phone was. This is not uncommon for me to lose my phone and not know where it is for about half the day. I don't mind being disconnected. And the first place I should always look is in the car, but I don't. I'll be right back. My third lunch?
You're just throwing your boobs at me?
Raymond Garcia, yes, this is a team event. This is the men's open team event. It is a race to 13.
Okay. Here. Hey, Sophia, where you at?
We have Texas Nemesis shooting on table 1. I believe Lizard Lounge is currently shooting on table 2.
Oh.
For those that have joined the stream, Texas Nemesis are wearing the white shirts and the Lounge Lizards are wearing gray shirts with their logos on it. kind of feel like table 2 wanted to bump that 13. Right now it looks like it's the 13 ball and the 10 ball appear to be his trouble spots that he eventually has to deal with. At least the 10 ball can be dealt with using the 15 ball, but since he missed the breakout on his last shot here, he's probably going to have to try to figure out either how to bank the 13 ball or significantly move the cue ball around to get the 13 ball a little bit more open. He could possibly do it here with the 12 in the side and bring the cue ball around 2 or 3 rails to try to break out the 13. JJ, I'm not familiar with all the teams that were here. I can certainly have Sophia answer that for you when she gets here. Gary, I would agree with that comment.
Just as suspected.
We had a question in chat. Someone's wanting to know if there are any San Antonio, Texas teams here.
Oh gosh. Let's see if I can do a search. I love the way that data is stored now, stored and kept and organized. I can try and search. If there is someone that you know from San Antonio specifically, please let me know in the chat room, and I will search for that players in particular.
There's no information on the team brackets that signifies like what city the team came from, is there?
No.
Okay.
No. It would have to be specifically on the player because remember, only 4 of your 5 players have to be from the same division.
Correct.
So it would be so hard to tell or to have that information out. You know what I would like to do? Let's build this scene differently. Sorry, you guys are hearing some quiet time right now. I'm trying to make it so that I can easily get you guys more information, even though we're running low on probably time. Thank you, Bob G. Yes, Scott, you can. You can see which players and you can see their team info, and thereby you can eventually see where they're from. Oh, see, I am so spoiled. I am the most spoiled girl in the whole wide world. I swear it.
Steamed buns, chocolate,
Chocolate,
coffee. What's
barbecue.
next?
I mean,
You needed
gosh.
candy.
What's that?
You said you needed candy.
Oh, I need everything. The list of things that I need, I don't think anyone can ever fulfill, but I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. Quickly here, what I'm talking about, why there was so much dead air, was because I wanted to build this for you guys. Just so you guys can get a quick glimpse at the team, the players on their team, their Fargo rating. Scott, please come by and say hi. I will be pretty much, there's a curtain just past the tournament desk. If you are entering in and the tournament desk is on your left side, I'm basically on the right side. I'm in between where the stream tables are and the tournament desk. Pop your head back behind the curtain. Come say hi. And I got you. We are going to play for some coffee.
Lizards here with an opportunity to get double digits.
Oh, gosh. Well.
Oh, here's an opportunity to tie it all up.
Oh, wow. So Lounge Lizards gets another point. And while that's all happening, I will double check the score. Bob G, I have tried that. I have had 2 so far. Look at this. It's going. It's on the rail.
So do you go for it or do you play the safety?
I'm playing the safety. If I'm Lounge Lizards at this point and I have the ability to tie this up, I'm playing the safety. I'm not risking selling out at all.
Yeah, I think he just signaled for the safety. Clips the 8 on his left side and leaves the cue ball between the 8 and the corner pocket. Except not like that.
Oh gosh, what happened?
Had a bit of a double kiss, and so now he can at least see his stripes and possibly do something with them.
I believe that even given, given this angle, I can pocket that.
Yeah, the 10 ball goes. It's a matter of, do you want to play position for the, what is that, his 15 ball? Or do you want the cue ball to come all the way back down here anyway, just in case you miss and your opponent's left with another bank shot of some sort?
Yes, what you said.
Because he's certainly not holding the cue ball up there. He has to go completely around the table to get back up there for the 15 ball. And see there on table 1, there's one of the few times where the second ball break can actually be quite nice.
Daryl is saying Mr. Vicchio was one of the men putting on the $1 million Galveston tournament years ago. Was it a $1 million tournament? I'm assuming that that's million. Okay, let's see what.
I'm not sure.
Let's see what Martin Burgess. Oh wow, he
tries
the
the back cut
and sells out. That 8-ball cuts all day.
Yeah.
8-ball cuts all day into this corner, and that would tie up this match when there was a 6-game deficit.
Yep. The pressure is on now.
And he makes it, and I didn't jinx him. So in your face, Scott, and in your face physically, and face-to-face, Lil Chris.
All right, who's going to be the first to get to the hill? All right, so on table 1, Texas Nemesis taking on the solids off of their break, I believe. I'm not too particularly fond of the position that he's left himself with.
The score is absolutely correct. It is tied up, 11-11. Haha, Sophia's choice.
So the break and run is there on table 1. It's just that getting position on the 1 ball now is going to be a little bit more difficult using the 4 or the 2 ball. When it would have been much easier if he was able to use the 6 ball to get position on the 1 in the side pocket. So I have to believe he's going to cut this 4 ball in the bottom right corner pocket and try to leave the cue ball going side to side rails to get position on the 2 in the same pocket.
Just like that. What do they call that? They call that a billiard shot, right?
That's probably weak. Maybe. Maybe.
Hello, honeys. How you do today? Okay. Is that bot thingy? Oh, you're so fan. For
So
the okay.
Pense.
Okay. That's a pretty nice break on table 2. Lounge Lizard, is that Mr. Bernard? Or, let me see, I can't see.
I like the nicknames that the chat is coming up for the lounge lizards.
Lollygagging Lizards, the comeback lizards. Deer Killer, yes, it is difficult to watch the 2 tables. And yes, of course, it would be ideal to have 2 different streams or 2 different screens. But you work with what you got sometimes. And when you got more fundage to have more equipment, then things will get better. But this is a free stream to you.
All the more reason why you should click the subscribe button and the thumbs up and share these streams.
JJ. Honey, you like to go to jail. Oh, I'm sorry, what?
I do for you, your boyfriend like.
Oh, honey, that's why you had no boyfriend. No, boys are bad. You hear that, Michaela? Boys are bad. Until you're 35. But wait, crap, mom's 35. So wait, no, boys are bad. Wow, look at this. He's not happy. I can always tell by their body language.
Yeah.
Pool players are very expressive, except when you start to see major pro level, aside from the tantrums, little temper tantrums that you see, but the table, your table body language and how you deal with getting out of shape or how you deal with a missed shot speaks volumes as to how much experience a player has.
Snooker players are usually the ones that you hardly see like any emotion out
at
of
all.
them. Occasionally you might get a funny face out of them, but most of the time they're just like emotionless.
Girls are yucky. Boys are bad and girls are yucky. I agree. Okay. But yeah, the emotionless ones.
This looks really good right now for Lounge Lizards. I'm curious if he's going to opt to bank the 10 ball so that way he can hold it for the 11 ball. Because I think that if he tries to cut that in the side, he's going to lose the cue ball a little bit.
So you're thinking he's going to bank that way. Oh, is he going to try something funky by...
If he tries to cut it, he has to make sure that his cue ball runs into the 11 ball. Otherwise, he doesn't have a shot. If he tries to bank it, he can at least hold position.
The carom off the 10 into the 11. I don't know what he's doing, actually. Oh, no.
See, right there, that's what he wanted to do if he would have at least made the 10 ball. He had to hit that 11 ball. Otherwise, he wouldn't have a shot.
I understand. I see what you're saying. What do
Where
you,
the bank shot, though a more difficult shot, would at least guarantee him a shot on the 11 ball afterwards.
what I like about this situation for Texas Nemesis is, of course, you have the one here. I want to get right in this range.
He played that.
Oh,
He played that correctly,
I
except he
don't.
got a bad
I
leave.
don't like that. That's
Wow.
why I don't like playing that way. I like to leave the opportunity to hit the 4, come back, hitting the 2, knocking the 10 out of the way, giving my chance to shoot at the 2. I do not like having the ball try to be controlled into that area for this particular reason.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think he was trying to control it. Like, the cue ball is supposed to be where it's supposed to be, but the 2 ball is supposed to be further away. His 4 ball is the next ball that
Okay.
he was meaning to shoot for. He's
So he
not
just
trying.
didn't hit it hard enough?
Right. He's not trying to set up for a combination shot.
Bob G, you're absolutely right. Never let him see you sweat. Try to always be stoic at the table, whether you run out or dog it. Look the same. All pool players would be better off doing this. And you're right, it isn't easy. We are all very emotional creatures. Some show it more than others. Totally guilty of that. But I'm learning. I'm getting better. And that's the thing about being humans. We can evolve. We can change. Most of us. Actually, some of us. Boy, what's Texas going to do on table 1? What would you do?
You just had to ask me that, huh?
I did.
Everybody from my area knows that
Wow.
I'm much of a goofy player here, and I can come up with some really weird stuff. I like that as an
I like that
opportunity
idea. Yeah,
that
that's
he's
what
going to try to
calling.
do there is kick that ball in.
Because you leave yourself, if you're good, you leave yourself on the 4.
Well, if he kicks this correctly, I think he's going to get a shot on the 4 ball, but it's just a matter of where the cue ball ends up after that. Will it be in the center of the table, or will it, when it caroms off the 2, will it hit the 10 afterwards?
At that angle where it's going to go, I think it's going to bump out and bump out. I don't know. Gosh. If I had to guess just based on looking at this,
I'm wondering if they're calling for a ref.
they are calling for a ref because you could possibly foul when traveling, when hitting the cue ball into the rail that close. That cue ball has a chance of coming back and hitting the tip of your stick
Correct.
easily.
I think there's a ref right there.
And then on table 2, Bernard Chang is shooting. And I'm wondering if he's seeing.
I had a very similar shot like that today, except it was on the 8 ball.
But I think what he's hoping for here is a chance to break out the 7-9 by, having the cue ball travel. Oops. And go in.
If he cuts it that thin, I don't think he's gonna hit the side rail. I think it'll go straight over to that 9 ball.
Can he manipulate it?
He's got to put topspin on the ball since he's so close to the rail.
You don't think punching it, hitting a little bit of bottom, punching it through is going to shorten that up and jump through here?
It can, but from where he's at, I wouldn't even suggest putting bottom spin on the ball.
Okay.
Because you can see he's cueing high. If he cuts this thin enough, it should run right into the 9 and the 7.
Jason Boyd goes, we can't see if it's a good hit or not. You know what? I should have went over to cam 3 for you on that one. I'm sorry. I'm over here focused on table 2.
Strange enough, he actually overcut the 2 ball, so even if he made it, he was going to hit that side rail no matter what.
Wow. And
Woo. That's a bit unfortunate. Not the greatest of shot that I would want to have, trying to shoot at that steep of an angle into the side pocket, but it is what it is.
I'm lost. I don't know who's shooting on what table. Anyway, I'm going to go back to what you were doing. Team Texas versus Lizards. What happened? What'd I do? Honey, what'd I do?
Oh, nothing. I was going to show you something.
Oh, you showed me, honey. Put it in my face. Oh my gosh, yes. I'm so going to do that.
How about it, chat? On table 1, what are we doing? Are we shooting this last stripe into the side pocket, or are we going to bank it in the cross side pocket?
On table 1, I'm going for, oh gosh.
Both shots are just as equally tricky,
Yes.
in my opinion.
Oh, look at that cut.
And that's the risk.
You sell out. No, but that was a
That was a beautiful attempt.
beautiful attempt. That's exactly what I was going to say. Get out of my head, Chris.
And he
Little Chris.
played it just right because he wanted to pull the cue ball back to make sure that he hits the short rail there, so that way he doesn't scratch in the corner pocket. Okay, does Texas
And-
Nemesis get on the hill first?
I think the answer to that is yes. This is a bit too easy to...
Why is he playing that with inside?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I
Look,
thought
he's
that
coasting a little bit farther
yeah,
than he likes.
I thought the natural angle
He's-
would have brought the cue ball on the other side of the 8 ball, and he'd be shooting in the upper left-hand corner pocket.
He's still good to go ahead and cut it up into the upper right
Sure.
corner, though.
If he misses, though, it sells out.
It does.
Because the cue ball's naturally coming down here towards the bottom end of the table.
And on table number 2, oh gosh.
Cleans the table up.
Yes.
And that puts Texas Nemesis on the hill.
I'm going to bring you over to this screen. I know it looks really awkward with the two tables merging like the way they look, but that's the roster for both teams right now. And Texas just got another point, so Texas is on the hill. Texas Nemesis. They are collective, because the plural, from what I saw earlier in the chat, was it Nemesis?
Yeah.
There. I like that. Maybe a little harder on table 2. Shoot.
Gary, you are right that that's the shot that he had to shoot. It's just the general term of if you miss the shot that you're supposed to make, you sell the game.
He sold the farm.
And Jason, you are correct that the final match there on table 1 has the break advantage to finish it. But if table 2 finishes before then,
First, yes.
the whole thing's over.
So it can be a race for time. Which means, come on, table 2, hurry it up, because if you can break, if you get a chance to break, it's literally whoever can finish the game first.
Mm-hmm. It'd be so interesting to see that table 1 finishes first, and then we have to wait for table 2 to finish, because then it'll be heel-hill.
No, Texas is already on the hill.
Right. So
Oh.
if table 1 Lounge Lizards wins, it's 12-12,
Oh.
which means table 2 has to finish
Has
it.
to finish. Oh, wow.
So if Texas Nemesis wins on table 2, we're done. If Lounge Lizard wins on table 2, then we're waiting for table 1 to finish. But I think it would be hilarious if table 1 does finish first, but Lounge Lizards ends up taking that one, leaving table 2 to finish the Hill game.
David W. says, Big Break Mike is up. Mike is the team captain from what I'm told. Michel Lindo, Fargo is 600, as you can see from the little roster setup here.
And it looks like he made a solid on the break, and he should be choosing stripes
Table 2.
for a break and run.
Table 2 is taking quite some time.
There is practically no issue here for stripes to be run.
I'm not sure what table 2 is doing. I don't know what Lounge Lizard is doing.
Safety.
I don't see how that's a safety because
The 14
the
ball.
14 goes.
Yeah.
And let's just say the path, he hit that 7 just enough to bounce out to kind of block the 14 a little bit. That 9 ball could bounce right off that 7 into the pocket still. It's always tough when you're trying to hit the 9 into the rail and then carom off of another ball. But,
Ooh.
oh wow, that is the spot that you do not want to be in if you are Team Texas Nemesis on table 2.
On table
That's-
1, it does look like he took stripes. This quote unquote should be a break and run. Except for that part.
Well, it looks like
I don't think he wanted to hit that. Does the 11 ball squeeze by the 1
it
ball?
looks like the 11 does go. He's going to have to throw some.
Oh, my goodness.
And it bobbles. It would have went.
Yep.
It would have went. It did have enough room.
That was the clutch moment right there, because he's out after that. That's like 15 in the side, 9 in the side, 13 in the side, 8 in the bottom right-hand corner.
What's so crazy is both tables, both players on Team Texas Nemesis got into probably not good spot, period. The only spot that they don't really want to be in.
Mm-hmm.
This is a safety shot here on table 2. But he
Ooh.
leaves it wide open.
Yeah, that's 7 in the bottom right corner. Natural position for 6 in the side, and then 8 in the bottom left corner.
And that is Mark C. Litchin shooting as a Fargo 635.
I would not elect to shoot the 6 first.
No, the 6 is not the shot to go with first.
I mean, of course you could. It just requires more work, especially since he's queuing over the 9 ball.
Yeah, you know, I believe he's going to run into the 8 here. I don't know why I feel that way. But I do.
I mean,
and
that's a good shot. So
he hit it on the pro side of it. So, okay, fair enough. It looks like he is favored to be out at this point.
the question will be is, will he be underneath the 8 ball, or will he try to get the cue ball back where he's at now? He's playing this with left English. He's not going that route.
Oh, he's already been going that route.
Yeah.
No, you're right. He's queuing it differently, isn't he? So.
He plays it softly to come underneath the 8
Oh,
ball.
wow. Look how it just wanted to bobble and stay.
There we have it. Table 1 now is the final match of the race. From being down 6
Wow.
points, we are now hill to hill. Texas Nemesis versus Lounge Lizards.
130 of you in the stream right now. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit the like button. Share this with your people. Even if you don't like it, you can go ahead and hit that thumbs down button. I won't be hurt or offended. I don't mind, honey. The more you like and share, the better the chances of getting more funner stuff. I'm going to call it more funner
More
stuff.
funner?
More funner. More cameras, more things, more stuffs.
Oh, and Lounge Lizards is at the table. This is looking good for
Yes.
them. 6 in the corner, 7 in the corner.
7 in the corner. He's got a pretty solid angle. He can just go back here. If that's what he's planning on doing, to get to the 4 in that same.
That I
don't
believe
know.
that's what I would do. I would do 7-4-3-8.
I'd go 7-4-3-8 as well. But the beautiful part of this is, nope, I'm going to stick with that. 7-4-3-8. I wouldn't try to get to the 3 to get to the 4. Look at that. Well,
Now you might have to go
now
for
you
the
might have to
3.
go 3, yeah.
Mhm.
So, as I was starting to say, the beautiful thing about 8 ball is should you get into a different spot than you originally wanted to, if you give yourself an option.
I would always hate to be the guy that's in this position right now.
To be the deciding factor
Yeah,
game.
and he's going for the 4 ball.
Wow. Well,
Oh my goodness.
he leaves himself a long shot on that 3.
Yeah, and getting positioned on the 8 is not easy.
You know, I think from here it will miss the 13 and come out. And that leaves 5 pockets out of the 6 pockets that the 8 ball can go in. Which also means that that left side pocket is actually pretty huge considering he's got some bumper balls, helper balls.
That is correct. The only pocket that's really not accessible is the upper left-hand corner. Let's see what pressure does to you.
Whew. Yep, it sure did miss that 13.
Wow.
That was insane. There was enough to miss that 13. Yeah.
This is where I have to step away from the table and then come back. I'm not getting down immediately to shoot this ball.
There it
you
is.
have it.
Lounge
Wow.
Lizards makes the comeback. So they are the comeback lizards. Well, this is Sophia Tran. Sorry, I meant to. Oh, it's still downloading. This is Sophia Tran coming to you from the Pacific Northwest. First time in Texas and first time hanging out with Lil Chris.
A local Texan.
Thank you very much. That was the match in the Mixed Open Teams event. See you soon here. Hit that subscribe button, hit that alert button to let you know when I will go live next. Bye.